Today it's a chilly, gray day in Dallas, Texas. Not my favorite kind of day, but I've been out of the house most of the time. Worked at a coffee shop, ate some pizza with Chase. It's been a good day, good Friday before the weekend. Today, from a conversation that I had with a client and from a recent conversation with a friend, I was thinking about roadblocks. And a roadblock can be anything that seemingly prevents you from accomplishing a task or a goal. But in my opinion, roadblocks are really a false a false reason to not be able to do something. And I say that because roadblocks are very rarely is there an actual roadblock that's going to completely prevent you from accomplishing what you want. So let's say I'm driving down the road and I come to a roadblock. Well, am I gonna turn around and go home and not go to Chuck E. Cheese because this one road was closed? No, I'm gonna find another path. It might be longer. It might be different. I might have to drive over a bridge. I might not even be able to drive there. I might have to walk. But I'm gonna get to Chuck E. Cheese. And that's kind of how our industry is as well. As designers and developers and creative thinkers, we come across a lot of problems that we have to creatively solve. And that's something that we definitely need to teach our clients, because they usually think, oh, I need to get this design perfect before I put it out there, or whatever that means, or I really need this one feature. We just need to build this one feature. It's going to take another 3 weeks before we can give it to our customers, because they're not going to want to use it if we don't have this one feature. Or I had a friend say, oh yeah, I'm building this app, but I can't work on it for another month and a half until the next version of this framework, JavaScript framework, comes out. And I'm just like, really? Like, you're going to let a minor or even a major bump in a JavaScript framework prevent you from doing any work for a month and a half? Like, that's not a roadblock. You're turning something into a permanent roadblock that shouldn't be. So I just encourage everyone to, whenever you run into a problem, don't see it as a roadblock and a wall that you can't surpass. Just come up with another way to get there. Whether that's changing what you have to do, or flying over the wall, or digging a tunnel under the wall. I think here's a pretty common example that I can see from a lot of people's point of view is, somebody tells me they have a business idea or they have an app idea, and they're like, well, but I don't know how to code. Well, most of the time, whenever you don't actually need an actual application to do something along the lines of what you want to create. Example, there's plenty of startups that start with non-technical founders. Even Airbnb, they didn't build a huge platform immediately. They put up a dinky website. They took phone calls. They used Excel spreadsheets, and they grew it from there, and they made money. And then they grew the team, and they built software. So don't let something like, I don't know how to code, or I gotta wait for this JavaScript framework, or anything to be a roadblock. And teach your clients that too. That's a good way to think. I gotta remind myself that every day. Okay,